Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Hashtag Dork. My name is Rich Keefe, joined as always by Davey Eyeballs, aka Rickon Von Dickon. All hail the king of ginger ale. It's Ryan. Davey, how are you?
Wonderful evening. What a beautiful day it was today, huh?
Great day.
Mid 40s in January. Do you think we're gonna get not to bore you with weather talk?
Yeah.
We're gonna get dumped on in like March.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna have snow till like May 1st.
Probably. It would happen every year that way, where it looked like the baseball field was going to be clean, and you're like, "Hey, we're going to be out there early," and then you get one last absolute dump.
Yeah, you get like 2 days out on the field.
Yeah,
where the most. You remember the time? This is a true story. There was a young man who was younger than us, who could hum it. I mean, he could throw it, mid 80s or something like that. And the first day outside, he threw one high and tight on me in an inner squad, and I tried to get out of the way, and it hit me right on the inside of my right elbow.
Yes,
and I almost
there was a problem.
Luckily, he was a coach's kid, because I would have killed him. I absolutely would have killed him.
And he's one of those kids, really nice kid, but he never said a goddamn word.
Never said a word.
And you know what his voice was like.
I think I walked 3/4 of the way to first base with the bat in my hand.
Did he say sorry, or did he say something to piss you off even worse too?
Yeah, he apologized.
I think he did. He's like, "Oh, and I was
sorry." Like, "Don't fuck it up." Yeah, and it was like that. It was just like so sad sack.
Sorry about that.
Took an 85-mile-an-hour pitch right off that inside elbow bone.
It's like, we're on the same team, you idiot.
Jesus Christ! Like, what are you doing?
I know.
Yeah.
Speaking of snow, I was getting a hard time the other day. So not to be all about me, but so I'm a bit of a swordsman, as you know.
Yeah. No, I saw it. Yeah, I seen it. Yeah.
And so the first video I tweeted out was me slicing a banana that was coming at me pretty hot.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought this up. I want you to clear the air about this.
So my wife fired a banana at me, and to her credit, very skillful, also was filming the video.
Right in the wheelhouse. That was good.
She chucked it right down the middle, and I sliced the banana in half. Right down the dick, and I sliced that fucker right in half.
Yep.
But people weren't as impressed with my sword skills as much as they were upset at my lack of shoveling my entire deck.
That's lazy, especially someone who's from where you're from. You gotta do better than that.
I guess, but I made a little path for my dog because he uses that deck to go outside and go to the toilet. So
to make a toilet,
right? I shovel my walkway in the front, and I shovel my driveway. I gotta also do my entire back deck. Here's the other thing. So I did another video, which we can get into in a second here, and somebody was like, "Hey, at least you shoveled your deck this time."
Nope, melted. Right?
Joke's on you, fuckface. It melted. That's the whole point of me not doing it 2 days ago. Looks clean as a whistle out there. I could have broke my back.
Yeah.
Ryan, have you ever heard the expression "think harder, not smart," or "think smarter, not harder"?
Work harder, not smarter. Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So anyway. But anyway, what do you think of my my ninja videos?
I think they're great. I think they should increase with difficulty until the sword breaks.
So or something worse.
or you catch an artery or something.
I'm probably gonna cut myself. But so I got into a big argument with friend of the podcast, Jermaine Wiggins, today.
Sure.
Because
is he a friend of the podcast?
Yeah, he was on one episode.
Yeah. Okay.
He follows the account on Twitter at Dork Podcast. So
and follow me.
I respect that. Well,
how big a fan is he?
One step at a time.
I'm trying to break 1,000 here. What are we doing?
Yeah, let's get at R Von D. Would you follow Davey? Quit fucking around. I don't know what you're doing out there.
Come on, really? Sorry, that's an inside joke. An inside joke.
I would love to be a part of an inside joke someday.
You were. I think you were.
I know. No, that was Michael Scott. But do you want to tell that story?
Yeah, can I tell that story?
Sure.
So Rich and I are from New Hampshire, and one of our peers, a kid I grew up with, who's actually in the New Hampshire Hockey Hall of Fame, Jeff Giuliano, who's now a coach at University of New Hampshire, went to St. Paul's the year before us. I grew up with Jeff in Nashua, but
was he drafted by the Kings?
The Kings. Yeah, and he had a cup of coffee in the show. Some big time guy. I think it was Joe Thornton concussed him.
Oof.
But anyway, so. We're walking out of chapel, and there's this guy, Mr. Ball, who's like this 85-year-old crew coach, who's like at 60, he could hold like a crew oar out in one arm. Like this guy was a machine.
Yeah, tough dude.
So we're walking out of chapel. It's a group of us, and he stops our friend Jake Keeler. Jake Keeler was his name.
Yeah, big bastard.
Big tight end.
Nice guy,
but a rower.
Really good guy. Yeah.
And he goes to Jake. He goes, Come on, Billy. Quit fucking around. You got to stop hanging around that Giuliano kid. And he goes, Mr. Ball, my name's Jake, and Jeff graduated like 2 years ago. And the guy just goes, whoo! Snaps his fingers and goes, whoo!
That was his response.
And just walked away.
But the best part was he was a crew coach, right?
Yeah.
And like Jake was like the best crew guy I think the school had. Yeah. And he fucking called him Billy.
Come on, Billy.
Come on, Billy.
Quit fucking around.
But the moral of that story is follow at RVonD and
there you go.
at DORK
there
Podcast on Twitter.
And the moral of the moral of that is quit fucking around.
That might have to be a new t-shirt.
Come on, Billy.
Come on, Billy. Quit fucking around. Anyway, so I sliced the banana.
Sure. Let's get back to you. Sorry.
The next video, and again, it's the reason to follow at DORK Podcast on Twitter because you can see these fruit sword videos. So the next one, I had like a sawhorse, and I put a cantaloupe on it.
Sure did.
This cantaloupe, Ryan, was harder than granite. And being from New Hampshire, we know all about granite.
We all know about granite. Yep.
It was a hard fruit. And so I was like, I don't even know if this is going to work, to be honest. I started to doubt myself. And I only bought one cantaloupe. So this is a one-take situation.
Yep.
And so I put the thing there, and then I fucking sliced through it, and it was like a hot knife through butter.
Oh, and it was slow-mo, like a nice 120 frames, just silky smooth, butter, slow-mo.
Right in half.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you this.
Wiggy was not impressed with it at all.
I'm going to ask you this. Next time, you want to know what impress Wiggy and impress me? I want you to hold the sword directly in front of your face.
Okay.
And have Katie throw an apple at your head and see if it like the sword splits it and goes like either side of your face.
I feel like she would slightly miss and smash me in the eye.
Sword kicks back, hits you in the forehead. It's a mess.
It's a problem. Blood everywhere. No, but so Wiggy was like, he's like, what are you doing? He's like, you started by having like a moving object, and now this one's just sitting there on a tee for you. I go, yeah, but Wiggy, this one is significantly harder.
And what if you missed?
Like I could have hit
the sawhorse.
The sawhorse would have killed me.
Yeah.
I could have whiffed on it or whatever.
Oh, that would have been bad. But not you. You're a contact guy. You're a gap to gap guy.
I could make contact. But the guys, so then Wiggy's like, well, what's more impressive? Somebody hitting a baseball that's moving or somebody hitting a baseball off a tee? And I'm like, Wiggy, these aren't both baseballs. It's a banana. Yeah. Like a banana. I was not surprised at all that I sliced right through it.
No.
The cantaloupe wasn't sure. So I guess he's just more interested in me getting stuff thrown at me. So maybe I can try your apple thing. I was thinking coconuts.
Yeah, I was saying or pineapple.
Pineapple's good. And then I'll eat that too on the video because I love pineapple.
I love a good pineapple.
I love pineapple. Yeah, pineapple, coconut, that kind of thing. All right. Anyway.
My beard looks incredibly white today. Have you noticed that? Not to talk about, we're just ping-ponging about you and about me here.
But. Yeah, it's on YouTube. You can watch these videos. You can see our faces. Yeah, just like the goatee part is a little.
It's getting a little white. I'm growing it out though. I want to get like the Leonidas. Like I want to like pull on it and stuff.
Shit,
you know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I want to get nice because I'm losing the hair on my head. That's why I wear hats all the time.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that. Hats are a good time.
Yeah,
you know. But a nice grizzly beard though. That's good.
Even MMA fighters file that under "do not fuck with." You know what I mean? Nice beard.
Let's say. Ryan, you want to get to the news?
Yeah, I guess
of the podcast.
Sure.
All right. The first news is this, Ryan. The Obi-Wan Kenobi show has been delayed.
What Disney rope-a-doped us. They got us.
We got hoodwinked and bamboozled.
Yeah, we did.
Disney Plus. Now, you still have Disney Plus. I still have Disney Plus.
Oh, God, yeah. You know what I just found on there today, by the way? Gummy bears.
Gummy bears?
Remember the show Gummy Bears? That's on there.
How much time have you spent on Disney Plus?
Personally?
Well, you have two daughters, though. So,
so like in front of Disney Plus, like a good amount.
Okay, so it's worth it for you.
Yeah.
For me, I watched The Mandalorian.
Sure.
I watched, I think, Home Alone during Christmas and Muppets Christmas Carol.
Sure.
In the month of January, not even sure. I think I watched 2 episodes of Clone Wars.
You know, I went back and watched all the Star Wars movies. I think I watched Winter Soldier.
Ooh.
But so
I should watch
just read
Endgame.
today.
I gotta watch Endgame.
Well, that's not on there yet. Infinity War's on there. Endgame's
Wait, Endgame's not?
Yeah, I think that's still on Netflix. No, Endgame's on there.
Endgame's on there.
Yeah. What else did I watch? Falcon and Winter Soldier's coming in July. They just announced that today.
Yeah, I know, but it's fucking January.
July. I know it's January, but that's not going to help.
What are we doing?
Yeah, what are we doing?
I have a couple of so anyway, do you think the Obi-Wan show ends up being made, or do you think it's going to be like Gambit?
No, they'll make that.
Okay. Oh, you know what's funny, or maybe not funny? Maybe it's not so much of a coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the only thing we heard about the Obi-Wan show a week ago was, oh, Jar Jar Binks is going to be in it, and then a week later they're like, we're not making the show.
Well, do you think Maul might be in it too?
He should be. He should be. Not Jar Jar Binks.
No.
Don't need Jar Jar Binks.
Don't need him.
Taika Waititi. They're trying to get Taika Waititi to do something Star Wars, which is.
Did you like my idea that I said on Twitter?
Which is what?
Droids. Star Wars droids. It's just a movie about droids.
The droids. Just droids.
Star Wars, droids.
Droids. As my wife said famously about the first Star Wars, is this just robots in the sand? I said, no.
This one, kind of.
They're droids. Yes. Yes and no. Yes
so,
and no.
Yeah, much like my wife with Lord of the Rings, did not know it was a trilogy and thought that was the end. That people were in Fellowship of the Ring. They just walked, and then a couple people died, and that was it.
No, yeah, there's more to that story.
Like, no, there's more than that. Yeah,
there's about 7 more hours of that story.
But now she refuses to watch any of them because she was so pissed about that.
Those were good, but those were a commitment.
That you got to buy in on that. Yeah,
you gotta really commit to that. Did you see Adam Driver at all on SNL?
I didn't. I caught the new Undercover Boss. I thought that was funny.
I'll tell you, I did not see the entire thing. I watched maybe like 4 or 5 of the skits.
I do love that Halsey.
I would say very funny.
He's very funny.
It was real good. There were some really good ones. There was one where he was like, like the medieval times type of thing, and he was one of the guys, but he was like a guy that's like taking acting classes, so he was like doing his own character. That's really awesome. Funny. He was in a few. It was good. Next week is JJ Watt.
How's that gonna go?
Gonna be bad. Gonna be.
And the musical guest sucks too, doesn't it? It's like,
who was it? It might suck. So, who do you think was the worst SNL host ever? Because I think there's probably only one right answer here. Worst host of all time.
Who was it? Like Michael Bloomberg?
Steve Forbes.
Steve Forbes. That's who it was.
Steve Forbes
was awful.
The worst.
Awful.
There's been some bad athletes. Like, as much as I like, was it Charles Barkley came back and was pretty good. I think the first time he did it wasn't good. Like,
Rock was good.
Rock was good. Tom Brady really was not that good.
Tom Brady was not. Was it Derek Jeter one of them? Derek Jeter host? He wasn't that good.
Yeah. I have a feeling like JJ Watt's not going to be very good.
No. I mean, how many things can you do about him? Oh, who else? John Cena wasn't that good. I don't think he's that funny. People think he's funny. He was funny in was it Trainwreck, but I don't think he's that funny.
Yeah, I'm not. He's fine.
I want to see JJ Watt SNL. I want to see
who the musical guest is.
Luke Combs.
I don't know what that is.
He's a country singer. He's the guy who's on American Idol.
No.
He has a super twangy voice, and it drives me nuts.
Would not listen to it.
No, you wouldn't.
Hey, did you see? Speaking of music, at the Grammys, my queen Lana Del Rey
lost to my queen.
Yeah, I know she lost. Well, it's not about winners and losers. What it is about is she took the internet by storm because the dress she wore, she bought at the mall.
Come on now.
She can wear anything that Lana Del Rey.
She's just like us.
Her voice is haunting. It'll stick with you.
Do you remember? She might have been the worst musical guest I've ever seen on Saturday Night Live.
Nope, that'd be Ashley Simpson.
That would be Ashley Simpson, but the worst legitimate musical act I've seen.
All right, fair enough. Yeah. Right, Captain Marvel 2 Electric Boogaloo is set for 2022, and they are working on some stuff right now. They have a writer. They're looking for a female director for the project, and it is going to be set in the present day.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a ways off.
It's a ways off. I got time. I want to see, could be most anticipated movie of that year.
And last thing here, right? Yes, I was going to say that. Well done. You beat me to it. The most anticipated movie of 2022, according to some here at #DORK. And Ryan, let's give a shout out to our St. Paul's classmate, Megan Ferguson,
Megan Ferguson,
who was in the last episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. Actually, I didn't see episode 2. She was in episode 1 anyway.
Definitely in episode 1
of Curb. She was the lady that was working in Larry's office that had the dog eating out of the bowl, and then he like wiped her glasses with her shirt, and then all that stuff.
Yep,
she was pretty good.
She's good. She's not bad. We've seen her in Boardwalk Empire. We've seen her in a couple other things too. Mad Men.
And I guess she's on this Netflix show, which I haven't seen yet, called Soundtrack.
Yeah, it's like a song and dance kind of thing.
And she has like a whole episode, like it's her, I guess.
Yeah, I remember she was a dancer. I remember she was part of the company.
I don't think she cared for us all that much.
No, and I wanted. I'm glad you hit upon that because we were not on her radar.
Not her cup of tea.
No, some of her friends got along. We got along with some of her friends, but
I got along with one of her friends really well.
Stop it.
Well, I did.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's inappropriate for class. But I would say that. So I tweeted at her like, "Oh, it's cool to see her on the thing," and she actually responded and liked it or whatever. So people grow up, people move on.
Yeah, I mean, we're not the same people. That's an absolute lie. We are exactly the same people.
I think I'm very. The only thing different about me is I have a sword now.
The only thing different about me is about 40 pounds, but that's about it.
That's true. We're both think of both of us 40 pounds less. That's what we were like in high school. Basically it.
Yep.
But anyway, so that was cool. So shout out. She was in your grade, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So I thought. But so good for her. So I bet she'll be in more episodes of Curb because it seems like she's like in his office. So like, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so.
I think she could be. So
yeah.
Anyway, I didn't even know if she was like did she act in high school at all or anything? Like we had all those plays and shit.
We have another connection too. Have you seen the movie Ingrid Goes West?
No,
the one with like Aubrey Plaza. So
no, I haven't.
There is a classmate of mine and yours. There's like an end party scene where it's filmed at the Stockman sisters' house, and they're both extras in it. You can see them in the background. Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
And
that's
I
didn't know that. Aubrey Plaza, and she like yeah, it's a weird movie, but
and not to go too big time on our
we're big time and we're just dropping
big time on everybody.
We might need a third host just to pick up all the names we're dropping right now.
So the other one is when Hamilton first came out, like, was it the second director or the second composer? Music director was in my grade.
Yeah.
He could play the fuck out of the piano, that kid.
And sing like a bird. I remember he and I had to go. I'm not kidding. I was in applied music for guitar. Like they made me take like this like super intense guitar class. And I learned how to play jazz and I learned how to read music. And I forgot how to read music at this point. They made me follow him on our recital. I had to follow him.
He was insane. He's like the greatest piano player I've ever heard in my life.
And he sang and played piano, and I had to follow that guy.
He's a song and dance man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you look at like the credits for like the early Hamilton, I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Anyway, Ryan, that's the end of my news here. Let's get to your news.
Let's do it.
All right, what do you got?
Well, I got two things, Richard, because I know we wasted a lot of time with these. We were going back and forth. We're ping-ponging. We're telling stories.
Was that a filibuster?
We're having fun. Yeah, we kind of were. So it turns out that Rocksteady, who's done a lot of great work with Batman, is now supposedly making a Superman game, and that game might be an Xbox Series X exclusive. Do you care?
Oh, if it's an Xbox exclusive?
Yeah. Do you care? Do you care that you buy an Xbox to play a Superman game?
Not a Superman game.
Nope.
Not a Superman game.
I'm interested. Like, what is the trajectory of that game? Like, what is like? Do you don't start? Is it like a?
I think you're just like everything proof. You're like your Game Genie Nintendo, and you can't die. You're the fastest character in the game. You're the strongest character in the game. You have X-ray vision. You have laser eyes. You have heat eyes. You have
cold breath.
Basically, you just need to avoid kryptonite. That's it. I think that's the game. I don't want that game. I just read. So you know how they're doing like the we talked about a little bit during our comic book episode about how they're doing like the DC Black Label of like sort of like the more adult themed thing. So I went against my better judgment and I got the Superman Year 1 because there's really not a lot of good Superman books.
No,
but this is written by Frank Miller.
Okay,
and it's the Black Label or the Dark Label or whatever the hell they're calling it. Horrible. And I tweeted a picture of like these comic books that I just got, and friend of the podcast, Dr. Joe, tweeted back and he said, "Oh, that's Superman one. You can throw that in the trash." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Like you might be right." So, but I already bought it, so I'm reading it, and I'm like, holy shit, he's right. Terrible. Just useless.
The good Frank Miller is legend, stuff of legend.
But it's probably also a thing of the past.
The bad Frank Miller?
Yes. Oh,
like
true.
I have a book, I have a graphic, Ronin, which is a samurai that like wakes up into the future. Unreadable. Unreadable. It's so bad.
Not good.
But so yeah, I'm kind of out on this. So there's been rumors too. So there's going to be a new Apex Legends series within the next month, and they're teasing a new trailer called Revenant. I don't know much about this. I stopped playing this game a little while ago. It is fun. It's just a lot of things are on my radar.
Bear? Revenant?
Fingers crossed. But you know what I did? I did actually I started playing Grand Theft Auto 5 again.
Oh, nice.
I gotta tell you, that game's fucking fun.
Best game ever. I voted for it I think that was my #1 movie of the decade.
That game is fun. So like Red Dead's really good and really deep. Like Red Dead 2. Like we enjoyed that.
It's fun though.
It's not as fun. Like Grand Theft Auto is so fun.
Yeah,
I started playing it on PC. I started playing it on PC. So now I have it looks amazing. And lastly, there was one other bit of news that I had that I forgot. So it must not have been that important. So let's move on.
Keep that in the holster for next week, Ryan.
Yeah, we'll just do that. Yeah.
Ryan, you ready for the topic du jour? Ryan?
You don't want to hear the rest of my news, or
I thought you said you were done. I'm glad you asked.
Yeah.
It's the topic of the day. And today it is the email bag 2020.
Yes.
We try to, every once in a while, answer some listener emails. You can email us at any time, dorkpodcast@gmail.com. We try to answer them throughout the year, but this is the easiest way to do it. Just put them all in one place. And we've done them a couple times before. And this one, thanks for all the emails. Try to get to we got a ton. I'm going to try to get to as many as possible. So let's jump in. The first one is from Justin. He says, just wondering if you guys were planning on doing an episode on The Witcher. What do you think?
Have you seen it yet?
I'm 3 episodes in.
Okay.
And the only reason why I started watching it is because Justin's not the only one who's requested this. Like we've gotten some tweets and a bunch of emails being like, are you guys going to do The Witcher? And I read that it's going to be one of the most watched or the most watched season 1 of any show on Netflix.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. So
it's crazy. And these are based, so people are like, oh, like it's the best thing based on it. I'm like, I don't want to it's based on the books. It's not based on the game.
How far are you, or did you finish it?
I finished it.
So did you like it?
I did. I liked it. Let's save if it's going to be. I'll wait till you finish it, and then.
I'm kind of swimming in it, to be honest. Like, there's a lot of characters, and a lot of weird names.
The thing that really bugged me, and this might have bugged you. Might be there yet. You might not. They jump time and don't tell you.
Yes. Yeah.
So and you're supposed to know by the characters who are in this, but it's like, where did he come from, or where did she come from? Because I thought that, and it's but they don't tell you at the top of the episode that it's not present day.
Yeah,
which is confusing.
I've been kind of confused. I think Henry Cavill's great so far, and he's the one guy that every time he's on the scene, I'm like, all right, I kind of know what his deal is, but I don't know anybody else's deal.
We got a whole bunch of chunkies. We got him and a bunch of chunkies.
All it is chunkies. This place is absolutely ripe with chunkies.
Yeah,
and so I'm trying to figure it out, but no, it's pretty cool. It's good. So I'll definitely finish.
You finish it and let me know what you think. I'd be down to do it. I don't need to know what you think.
This next email is from Dante. My wife and I just had our first child, knowing that first of all, congratulations. Knowing that you both are proud papas, I was wondering if you could share some of the dork things you did while they were newborns.
Oh, all right.
He says, I've been playing Pokemon on the Switch, reading Watchmen on the iPad, and a lot of Netflix. Thanks for sharing and love the podcast.
All right. You want to take this? You want to start this one off?
So I guess at first I was like, does he mean like dork stuff that you did with the newborn? But I think he means more like while you have a newborn, like what can you do? And I think I would definitely watch movies like, because again, the sleep schedule's all over the place, as you know, Ryan.
Yes.
For them and for you. And so ended up watching like a lot of things on demand. I cleaned out like a whole bunch of like movies on there. But the one thing that's tricky is I'm used to starting and stopping a movie all at one go. And now you kind of have to learn to you watch 30 minutes of a movie and then you got to get back to it later on.
Okay, so the dorkiest things I did, for both of my daughters, and they were different. I actually bought my wife. It's a belly band that has speakers in it.
Oh wow!
So I bought her one of those, and I had a curated playlist for both of my daughters that was different. So like, I wanted my children to come out, male or female, because we knew with my first daughter but we didn't know the gender of my second before. So I did more of a gender neutral playlist, and they both.
Do you think it made a difference?
I made a huge difference. I honestly believe that it did. Like, both of my girls are like super into music. Like, and that was kind of like the. But in terms of like doing stuff for me, I got really good. We had one of those like carriers.
Yeah, like the Bjorn.
Yeah, so my older daughter loved my younger daughter didn't fucking sleep a wink. She was a pain in the ass. She sleeps like the dead now. But how many like 3-year-olds do you have to go in at like 7 a.m. and wake them up? Be like, hey, get up.
No,
and she gets pissed. Right?
Yeah, she's like, I'm trying to get some shut eye here.
Yeah. But my older daughter slept all the time, so I would have her in the carrier, and I would just sit and play video games with her.
I remember some of those pictures of you.
I lived in a dorm because I work in a boarding school, so I lived in the dorm, and she was the best thing to go like do study hall, because I would have her, and she'd be out like a fucking light.
Oh, that's pretty good.
But like kids would be being loud, and I'd just like hold her head, be like, "Shut up, the baby."
She's like, gonna wake up.
And I'd be like, "Why do you have a baby in the bed?" Like, shh.
Because I'm a good father.
Okay. No, because my wife was working at night and working nights at that point. So like I would carry her around with me in the dorm.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of Sesame Street, and she fucking loves it. And it's funny because there'll be times where she's not really, you know how it is. Like, sometimes they're like more content than other times, right? But one of the things is, if Elmo's on the screen, or like she loves Oscar and like some of those guys, they're on the screen. But if you watch Sesame Street, every once in a while they'll go to like a scene where it's like a lot of humans, and she's like, "What is this?" She's like, she starts to look around. She's like, "Dad, are we watching this still?" And you're like, "All right." You're like, fast forward it to get to like Cookie Monster,
which is funny because like my girls won't watch like if it's a live action thing. Like, they don't really like it. Like, they liked Aladdin, and they liked the Lion King. But if it's a live action movie,
they're cartoons, or like
they don't like it. They're all about cartoons.
Yeah. Pretty good. But some of them are really good. I'm telling you, I think I tweeted this out a while ago, but they have I don't know how new he is, but certainly not like our generation. There's a chef named Gonger. He's this little pink guy with like a mustache and like long hair. He's got a crazy voice, and he and Cookie Monster run a food truck.
Nice.
And like every other episode, somebody like requests a food, and then they have to make it for them. And one of the great running gags is they're always one ingredient short, and it's because Cookie just ate it. Hilarious, funny every time. And then they
like that.
Get it. Yeah.
My girls also like, oddly, they get this from their mother, Coraline and Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh yeah,
they watch this shit out of that. We had to buy them.
Really? Yeah, I feel like you're either really in on that or you're out. Like,
and they're in on it. They're in. Yeah. But like kind of like that spooky stuff. They like it.
Okay. I like that. Good for them. This one comes in from the Hot Buttered Content Boys. I found you guys after listening to the Dale and Keefe podcast and think you're neat. What's your favorite episode of Mac and Goo?
The News Dump featuring me.
The Davey News Dump.
Yep.
That would be my favorite also. Or the one that they did with Rich Keefe talking about Batman back in the day.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
This next one's from Greg. Would Davey join our Madden League if we move it from all pro to rookie mode?
You couldn't handle me at rookie mode. You couldn't handle me.
His running back would be pretty good. This one comes
we were talking about this. Yeah. We were talking about this beforehand, like doing a Madden League. I think the last time we played Madden.
Oh my God, I was in college. I think
2006. Like, I think it was the last time I played Madden. Actually, the last football game I played was NCAA football.
Which, if that comes back,
if you want to do like
that's back, I'm back.
If that's back, like I'll bring a franchise. What franchise you taking? What are you bringing out?
I'll probably get like, I think you go with like Wyoming or something and bring them to the promised land.
That's what I'm saying. You got to start
you got to go, and you want to take a team like in the Mountain West and have them get invited to the Pac-12 or something like that's what you want to do.
Yeah, or I'll do like Northwestern, like a
shitty Big Ten team.
Yeah, well, because Nashville High colors.
Hey, that's
You know
right.
what I mean?
Good point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that. This one comes from P. Buerns, trying to find a Vigi game on PS4 to play with the missus, who isn't a gamer.
Yep.
And I'm avid at best, but wants to participate. I tried floating VR as an option, but she was hesitant due to the cost. What's your stance on VR versus other 3D sets and worthiness of the price tag?
What do you mean other 3D sets?
I just read the email.
Yeah,
that's all right. But what about so just let's boil it down to playing video games with your wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever it might be that's not super into video games but wants to play something, and then also the VR element if that's
okay. So let's walk this back a little bit. So I think if you're a casual gamer and someone who likes like you can go in and out of a game, you absolutely have to get a Nintendo Switch. I think those you can get if you sign up for Nintendo Online, you can get Super Nintendo and regular Nintendo games. I think there's like what's there like 40 NES games and like 20 Super Nintendo games that you just get for free.
That's probably the way to go.
That's the way to go. There's a game that you can play on PS4. Since you have a PS4, my wife and I actually play Overcooked, which is it's like a little kitchen game, but you can play together. Mm-hmm. So like you have to like talk and like get the ingredients and like cook and like do things in like a certain timer. Like I think casual games like that are like super fun.
I know my wife really likes Mario Kart. And
so that's another one,
like Mario Kart for Switch. Yeah. Like she'll sit and play that, and that's a game that you can play together.
Yep,
it's
have you let her? Did she beat you?
Nobody's ever beaten me at Mario
Kart.
So
I think beat you.
And it's not gonna happen. Well, it's never happened before that I can remember. Ryan, this next email comes from Norris the Terrible. He says, "Who do you think would win in a fist fight? Brad Pitt in Fight Club, or in Fight Club shape?" Or Tom Hardy in Bane shape.
I will use a Fight Club line in order to answer this.
Okay.
What did they say? Like lanky guys or wiry guys fight till they're burger. When he's talking about fighting Abraham Lincoln, he's like, well, like lanky guys fight till they're burger. But I gotta say Tom Hardy is Bane.
That'd be hard to top. Once he gets his hands on you, I think
he's inside. He's gonna get inside. If he gets inside on you, that's bad. You're in bad shape.
Well, so also if he's saying Brad Pitt in Fight Club shape versus Tom Hardy in Bane shape, doesn't mean Tyler Durden versus Bane either.
No,
you're just talking about like Tom Hardy. I think would kick ass.
I'll tell you who beats both these guys.
Me.
Mickey the One Punch Machine Gun from Snatch.
100%.
Mickey the Gypsy. Mickey the Gypsy beats the shit out of both everybody. These guys. Yeah.
Mickey beats everybody. This is more from Norris the Terrible. In an alternate universe, Martin Scorsese directs a Marvel movie. What would it be? How would it be received? How long would it be? And who would De Niro play?
I would love to see a Scorsese-directed Kraven's Last Hunt.
Yep, that would be really good.
That is a dark movie. That is a dark story involving the Spider-Man.
Yep.
And I think that could be really gritty if he wanted it to be. And I think De Niro, I don't know, who would he play?
Honestly, yeah, in that one, I mean,
Norman Osborn,
the Vulture.
Well, we're still in Spider-Man universe here.
Well, I know that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but I'm saying if he was in,
you already got a Vulture
because he would put him in there. Oh yeah, I mean, I guess you do. But I'm saying like if Scorsese directed one, because I was gonna say the Daredevil, like all the Netflix characters, I feel like Scorsese would be good at, like a Punisher movie or like something like that. I think it'd be kind of nasty.
How about a Moon Knight?
Moon Knight, I think he could definitely do
a Cloak and Dagger, or maybe like a. Trying to think who's more like the fringe Marvel people that I haven't seen yet that I would like to see.
Sleepwalker.
Oh my god.
No, not him.
No.
What about Strong Guy?
What about Strong Matter Eater Lad?
Just take on the tough characters. What do
how about a Nightcrawler movie?
Yeah,
that'd be something.
What about Gambit? I heard they were gonna make a Gambit movie.
No, that's never getting made.
Oh, I thought they were.
They can't do it. They wouldn't.
He says, Keith, have you tried pulling a Beric Dondarrion and having Nick Swordson set ablaze as you fearlessly run into combat?
Whoa!
I need to light the fucking sword on fire.
You need to fucking light the sword on fire. Why haven't we thought of that yet?
How fucking cool would that be?
Oh, you get a little lighter fluid. It'll be fine.
I think
a little paraffin wax and a little lighter fluid. We could get that done.
That would wow the crowd.
Oh my God. And then you cut the fucking pineapple with a flaming sword.
And then I just start screaming my head off.
Oh, just running around the backyard, just fucking swinging it around your head, Texas Chainsaw style.
I rip off all my clothes.
There's no way the good people of Billerica won't call the cops on you.
I mean, that would be incredible.
Oh, and then you got to fucking plant it in the ground.
I just stick it in the ground.
That's going to dull it, though. You don't want to do that.
No, I know.
I would like a video of you with a whetstone, just like meticulously sharpening your sword.
Oh, I should do that too.
Yeah.
I gotta
learn how to do it so you don't screw
No, I know. And then he's got one last thing on Martin Scorsese again. He says he becomes a sorcerer. He calls himself Martin Scorsese.
Yeah.
Scorsese. He tries casting a spell that erases all Marvel movies from existence, but you, using the power of Nick Sorson and Davey, using his powers of Latin and wearing hats, each are able to save one Marvel movie. Which one do you save and why?
Well, this doesn't make sense. Part of me wants to say like Infinity War, Endgame. It doesn't make sense without the rest of them.
That's why I would just say Guardians of the Galaxy.
So I would say Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay. All right.
So there you go.
This one comes in from Danny. By the way,
the why, because those movies are fucking awesome. That's why.
Oh, by the way, Norris the Terrible is the alter ego of Marcus from the Boxers, and he's been tweeting stuff out of him playing the guitar and singing and everything else. So check out Norris the Terrible. He also does a whole bunch of our sounders here on the podcast.
He does. Do you remember my now defunct stage name when I used to do like open mics and stuff? What I would go by? It was a very obscure movie reference from the movie Slackers.
Yes, I do. Cool Ethan.
Cool Ethan.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So this one comes in from
I might
Danny.
bring that back. I might just go by Cool Ethan now.
Cool Ethan?
Piner Hall.
I don't mind that. This comes in from Danny.
Okay, Danny, what you got?
Which one thought hot or cold was the best? Also, how did you bury the hatchet?
Okay, so I said it was better to be very cold.
See, this is fucking me up because you're already. That's not what the problem was. I'll sum it up because you have a horrible memory with this.
That's not true.
This is you have a.
I would rather be cold. I would rather be cold than hot.
That's not what the issue was, Ryan. Okay. The issue was this. We were discussing as we were playing baseball, and I'm not going to tell the whole story again, but it was
having a catch.
Would you rather be really hot or really cold? That's sort of how it started. Yes. And that's basically what it boils down to. It's a pun of sorts.
So you're right. That wasn't where the argument started.
Yeah. No, it was my thing was you're really, really cold in like shorts and a t-shirt, or you're really, really hot in like shorts and a t-shirt. And your whole thing was, well, shouldn't you be really, really hot in like a sweater and a jacket and pants, and really, really cold in like a t-shirt and like
because in my head it was like
I understand what you're saying, but I didn't then.
Yeah.
But my point was, but that's insane because if you were so hot with a snowsuit on, you would just take it off.
And then I said, well, if that's your logic, then why can't, if I'm really cold, just put clothes on? And you're like, you can't do that.
Have any unless you're gonna knit me some. I remember losing my mind. I was so mad.
How we buried the hatchet. This is as the story goes, and Rich and I were then 60 feet apart because we did 30, 60, 90, 120, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we were 60 feet apart. We were
from catch baseball,
catch, just whipping the ball at each other, like as hard as we could.
Yeah,
like just, and then finally, Shark, friend of the program, friend of both of us in real life too,
buyer of the sword,
buyer of the sword. Sword patron Brian Sharkey.
He made us switch
So he was the smallest of us, but whenever he was speaking reasonably, everyone listened.
You had to listen to him.
So he's like, you guys are done. Keith, play catch with me. Davey, play catch with Bessie.
Yep.
We're done. We're done with it. And then we didn't bring it up again for it became like a joke, but we didn't bring it up again for years.
No. And that was also in, let's see, 21 years. That's the only real fight we've ever been in.
That's the only fight we've ever been in. We've been in fights together, but never been in fights with each other. Yeah.
That was, well, then there was the one time we did dorm wrestling, and this wasn't a fight. It was a wrestling match. and you grabbed my wrist and you rubbed it into the carpet so long that I still have the scar to this day.
Mm-hmm.
And every once in a while, mid conversation with somebody, you would look over at me and say, "How's your wrist?" Which I did not find funny, as it was like red and bleeding. And I'd be like talking to somebody else, and you go,
"Yeah, what's good with your wrist?"
And I'd look over, "How's your wrist?"
How's your wrist?
I go, "My wrist is fine. Leave me alone." It's not. It's scarred.
Yep.
But anyway, so yeah, I don't know if we really buried the hatchet. We just sort of moved on.
We kind of forgot about it for a little bit, and then someone reminded us of it, and we're like, "Oh yeah, shit, we did that."
But then that drives me nuts, because then years later, that's how David would be like, "Well, I said cold." I go, "We never even got an answer because
we never." So let's bury the
details.
hatchet. Let's do it now. I would rather be really cold than really hot.
Me too.
I am incredibly uncomfortable when I'm hot.
Me too.
Ironically, we're in agreement. We are after 22 years. We are in agreement. Yep.
I'd rather be freezing.
I'd rather be freezing cold right now
than freezing than hot. Yep. This comes in from Wes from the Boxers. What Marvel property would you most like to see in the MCU that hasn't happened yet?
In the MCU?
Yes.
Fantastic Four.
Yeah. I think I would say X-Men. Now, the X-Men can be
it's broad,
so chaotic, but like if you take, because the cartoon was so good, and if you take someone like that type of cast, like a Professor X with like a Beast, Storm, Cyclops, Rogue, Iceman, like Colossus type of team, Nightcrawler, like that, I think I want that. He says, will either of you watch the Amazon Lord of the Rings show?
I'll check it out. If it's super dry and it's super because I'm not really they haven't given out a lot of details. I don't know when it takes place or who. So I have to get a little bit more information. I'm interested though. I'm very interested.
I'm a no unless like a bunch of people say it's awesome.
Yeah.
What's your worst movie take? A movie you think is good / love, but most people think is trash. Yeah,
Night Flyer.
Night Flying. Because we did a bad movie episode.
We did a best bad movie episode. I know yours is going to be MacGruber.
Yeah, but I don't even. Do people really think that movie's bad? Or like Freddy Got Fingered, maybe. Freddy Got Fingered, MacGruber.
I would argue that the first 2 minutes of Freddy Got Fingered is one, the funniest part of the movie, and two, unbelievably funny.
Hilarious. Strange Wilderness is really good too.
That movie stinks. It does stink.
I saw that in the theater with my wife.
A movie. Okay, what's I think my most controversial movie take.
Well, you kind of like Hellboy.
Yeah, I did. But I didn't. That's not like a hot take. Like there's whatever. Again, Scarface. I don't like Scarface.
No, neither do I. I think more people are agreeing with us now because we're not like a famous like rapper, so we don't like Scarface.
There's certain movies too that I watched that. Oh, yeah, I've never seen Titanic. I still to this day haven't seen Titanic. I hate all the Disney live action stuff. I can't think of it on the spot right now, but I hate all the Disney live action shit.
And he says, "What's the worst date or the worst gift you ever gave your wife?" That's a good question. I don't know.
Worst date.
I don't have to ask her.
The worst date I've ever had, I was not with my wife.
Okay. It was the worst gift. My wife would probably know right off the top of her head.
I could tell you the worst gift my wife gave me.
Okay.
Is that part of the game?
Nah, sure. It is now.
I'm a sentimental gift giver.
Okay.
So for our wedding, the 100-day, my wife said something to me. She's like, my fiance at the time was like, "Oh, it's 100 days till we get married." And I had this idea. So I got this like expensive like leather journal, and I wrote in it every day for 100 days, and then gave it to her on the day of our wedding, like leading up to it. Nice. She would have it. It's very nice. I thought it was very thoughtful.
I would think it was very nice.
My wife got me a card.
Okay.
In which she wrote out and made changes to the Zach Galifianakis speech from The Hangover, where she was talking about how I was a one-man wolf pack, but now blah, 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 whatever. It was stupid, right? And
well, I mean, it's kind of funny, I guess. No?
Well, she got me a T-shirt
with a wolf on it
that said "One Man Wolf Pack."
Okay,
and with Zach Galifianakis' face on it in a medium.
Nah, you're not a medium.
I have not worn a medium T-shirt since I was like 12 years old.
That's the worst gift.
That's the worst gift I've ever gotten.
And like you guys had known each other for a while at this point.
Yeah, and I would say
a wolf on a shirt.
Oh, it's fucking brutal. I think the worst gift. I think the worst date we ever went on. We went to see Ray LaMontagne. We went out. We were supposed to have like this whole night in Boston. Ray LaMontagne, by the way, Nashua native. So we're all excited, and we love. His. You Were the Best Thing was it was our first song at our wedding.
Sure,
and,
it was.
So we're like really excited. I love Ray LaMontagne, so we're going to see him, and he could not have given a shit less. It was the worst concert I've ever been to, like by far. And we left with 40 minutes into the concert. So that's probably the worst date we've been on.
I think the worst gift I got might have been like early on we were going out, and I think like as part of like either Valentine's or something, I think I got her like some kind of stuffed animal, thinking like, oh, that's cute, right? Girls like stuffed animals. But she's got like issues with like dust and stuff, and like just does not want stuffed animals on the bed and everything else. So he did not make it very long.
How were you supposed to know that?
Well, that's sort of my defense, but it was definitely like this is not the best gift, I guess.
I'm trying to think of the worst gift I ever gave my wife.
That rash.
Yeah.
All right.
That fungus. Yeah.
The fungus among us. Now, this comes from our buddy Jordan, who put together the best.
It's time out. I almost said HPV, but I didn't.
I'm glad that you didn't. Right.
Neither one of us have HPV, but that would have been a funny joke.
I'm glad you decided to clean that up. All right, here we go. Keith and Davey. This is again from Jordan. You have to be on the Deadliest Warrior. Which era warrior would you guys want to fight together that you think you could beat? Keith being armed with his sword. Davey with a grab bag of shady stuff, including stars.
I love that I get a bag. I get a bag of shit that we just like, all right, what are we going to use?
You got a bag of shit.
Who could we beat?
I think we could beat almost anybody.
I think we'd be all right with a knight.
Yeah.
They don't move around very well. And
no,
if it's 2-on-1.
2-on-1. Again, the party boys come out. I think we could take care of business.
I will say if we go up, because I used to watch that show all the time. If we go up against like a Viking berserker, you better hope to God you run faster than me, because I'm the fuck out of there.
Yeah, no, that's not good. That's not good.
I think we could take a Roman centurion. Yeah. I know that because
all their weak points.
I do. They're only good in a group, and not only that, the average height of a Roman soldier was like 5'6".
We could
just kind
of bully him, really.
Yeah, just gotta call him a clown until he withers.
All right, he has a bunch of questions, so we're just gonna rip through these.
Yeah.
Have you guys started your application to PAX South or West yet?
I would love to go to PAX South. If we have the opportunity to go to Austin, Texas together, we do it immediately.
All right. Now, fuck PAX East, though.
PAX East can kiss my ass. If we go to Austin and get some barbecue and
PAX
go to PAX, all right, we'll do that.
Is the Phase 4 movie you're most excited for still Multiverse of Madness, or is it something else now?
I think we're shaping up to get a Sinister Six, so I might be in on that.
I think Thor: Love and Thunder right now for me, because I think that's I'm interested to see what that is. Taika Waititi's back.
Mm-hmm.
Thor Ragnarok was great, so I love Natalie Portman.
And you might get for me Christian Bale now too.
Yeah. When will we see a Keith Sword versus Davey throwing star battle, South Park style?
Oh my God! Oh fuck! What was that?
It's dangerous.
Ninja Star when they they hit Butters in the eye with the Ninja Star,
and then dress him up like a dog.
Yeah, so take him to the vet because they couldn't take him to the hospital.
Yep. He says, "Is there a live show planned or in the works for this year?"
We're kind of in a weird place, aren't we, with live shows?
I think we're going to try to do one at Idle Hands again.
Yeah.
Maybe in the spring. We gotta find a really good topic though for it.
We gotta find a good topic
because the last 2 years we did Avengers, both Avengers movies.
Mm-hmm. We gotta figure it out, like what we would do it for.
Mm-hmm.
And EEI has been giving us a little push to do some live stuff with them, and you gotta understand that. I think should I give the people the peek behind the curtain?
If you want.
I live just outside of Hartford, Connecticut, so it actually costs me money to go to live shows.
Right.
Like with like food and gas and tolls, like it costs me money. So
that's not what we're trying to do.
It's not what we're trying to do.
No.
I'm not saying that like I need like an appearance fee. Like I'm a nobody.
No,
I don't have a blue check.
I'll say it. You need an appearance fee.
Come on, man.
I'll say it.
Come on, man. Make it worth, at least buy me lunch or something.
Give the guy something. Let him sleep in your bed. Let him sleep in your bed. Could we see a high stakes bet either between you two at #Dork or between Dork and Mac and Goo, where the loser has to do something funny?
I'm in on that.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Yes. We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
Can we get a Davey and Friends karaoke time with Keith and or Shime? Songs could include Moon River Rock and Friday Night.
Maybe that's the next live show. Live karaoke.
We could maybe do karaoke.
We could do karaoke.
Keith, how are your New Year's?
Dorkioke. We did it.
What is it?
Dorkioke.
Dorkioke.
Let's do it.
He asked Keith, how's your New Year's goals going? My two goals for 2020, of course, were to get bigger and to last longer.
Yeah.
I'd say it's going all right.
It's going all right.
Yeah.
How does the sword help?
Frankly, it's none of your business. Oh, yeah. The sword helps. Sword helps. If you could be one character in Rick and Morty that isn't Rick or Morty, who would it be?
Oof.
Squanch. Is that a good place to squanch in here?
Bird person is a good one.
Bird person, yeah.
Who else? I like Unity too. The hive mind.
Oh yeah. Unity is good.
That's or what about the Jackal or whatever his name is? The Danny Trejo, the other hitman. I'm trying to think. There's so many good characters. I mean, I would not want to be a Meeseeks.
What about Slippery Stare?
Slippy Stare.
Slippery Stare.
Oh no, who I'd be? Steely.
Not bad.
I'd be Steely. Yeah.
What about Anthony Johnson?
Ghost Train. I'm thinking like all these characters. What's the
eyeballs guy? The guy with the eyeballs? Remember that?
And the socks?
No, the eyeballs guy. Only I can have eyeballs.
Oh yeah, I forget.
A classic. Would you rather? Would you rather be paid millions of schmeckles to do the same podcast you're doing now, or have a complete stranger shove their entire Come on, Jordan. We're not reading that. We're not reading that
because we know
more money, more problems.
More money, more problems, baby.
This one comes in from Billy D, and he even points out it's not TV owned Billy D. He's like, not to be confused, it's a different Billy D.
Yeah.
What would each of your favorite theoretical 5-person team up movie across DC and Marvel universe?
Shit. I have to like write this down.
So 5-person team. So you know me, I actually really like the characters that aren't superpowered.
I just remember the video game minute news.
Oh my god.
Did you see the Joker gameplay for Mortal Kombat?
No. Is it awesome?
Oh yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I bet it's
pretty awesome. All right, moving on.
So for me, I like characters that don't have a lot of superpowers. So I would have like Red Hood, I would have the Punisher, I would have Batman, like Green Arrow and Deathstroke or something like that, or like Constantine. I like when you get
that you're getting
like him
into my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Yep. I would do like Constantine, Doctor Strange, Blade.
Ooh, that's good.
Batman,
Swamp Thing,
or like
that's good.
I'm trying to think of like I want like that kind of shit.
I love a Batman Constantine team up. But I think you could also get the Punisher involved.
Mm-hmm. Daredevil would be good because like all the the Catholicism stuff and like
good point.
Constantine, like that would be kick ass. Yeah. So I would do like I would do like Doctor Strange, Constantine, Daredevil, Batman.
You said Blade, right?
I don't know, Blade
or
Ghost Rider.
That's good. I like that. That's good. If Warner, this one comes in from Nick. If Warner Brothers came to you guys and said, "We want you to reset our DC live action movies, total clean slate, and you have all the power," what would your plan be? Honestly, I think you have to go Flashpoint.
You got to go Flashpoint, and you have to start with Flashpoint, and I think that's how you introduce the world, or literally the universe. That's how you introduce that universe is by setting up that they're like you already know that.
But I think the beauty of Flashpoint, and they've already kind of teased like they might do it, they are going to do it, they might do it for the Flash movie, is the DCEU. And next week we're going to do a whole episode on the DCEU. The movies aren't great, but some of the some of the casting is really good. So I want Gal Gadot to stay on as Wonder Woman. Yep. I think you could have Jeffrey Dean Morgan play Thomas Wayne. I think Ezra Miller is a good Flash. I think
he's a good, great Flash.
So like, if you could do Flashpoint now, and then it's not a complete waste of everybody's time, and yet you're starting fresh going forward.
Here's an idea, and this is outside the box because I know this is DC, and I know that we're spanning different mediums and properties here. What if you did Injustice?
Yeah, you could. You definitely
where
like
Superman just loses his shit.
Yeah, you definitely could.
You know, like that would be.
I think so.
And they're all fighting each other, different versions of each other. I think that would be. You get a mirror match in there somehow.
I don't hate that.
You kick ass.
This one comes in from Shime. He has a whole bunch of questions. I'm just going to rip through a couple of them. He says, "What's the best sitcom of all time, and why is it New Girl?"
It's not.
It's not New Girl. It's Seinfeld.
It's Seinfeld.
Yep. If Davey ever lost an eye, would he still be Davey Eyeballs, or would we change it to Davey Eyeball?
I think it would just be Eyeball.
I think it'd be Davey Eyeball. Yeah.
No, just Eyeball.
Oh, not even Davey anymore?
No, because I'm not. Who am I? You know,
we would just call you Eyeball.
Yeah.
What else do we got in here? Oh, here you go. This one's a good one for you. If you could live in any era of the past, which would you choose and why?
The 20s, and I would say the Roaring 20s. I'll tell you why. Before, and you and I have talked about this before, maybe not on the podcast, maybe before. I think I would have been an excellent grifter / thief.
Oh, I think
before technology.
Yeah, I think you could have been. I think you remind me a lot of Larson from the game Eternal Champions.
Man. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like that's what I would have. I would have been a real no good Nick. I think I would have been a different set of circumstances. I think I would have been a career criminal.
Yeah, I think.
And so. I don't say that as a joke. Like I really do.
No, I think it's like the butterfly effect. Like something happened where you're not, but it usually could have been. Yep.
But it's like in me. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's there.
Yeah.
Right under the surface.
Right under the surface.
Ryan, who's your all-time? What's up? What's up? Oh, what's up, Miss Tasty?
You know what's funny?
Pick of a lifetime.
This is a movie that is terrible, that I love, and I didn't see this until now. The movie Sex Drive is fucking funny, and it's on Tubi. If you guys have Tubi, watch Sex Drive.
Oh, it doesn't have
hilarious.
Tubi.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up? What's up?
So for me, it is
of all time.
Prime time Rebecca Gayheart. Case closed.
I'm trying to think of like.
I mean, Jennifer Love Hewitt coming in real hot, but I'm going with Rebecca Gayheart.
I am going to go with early 90s. So from Career Opportunities to Requiem for a Dream, Jennifer Connelly.
Okay.
I will also take Playmate of the Year, Janie McCarthy. I remember that was like a first like
she doesn't vaccinate
thing for me. I know, but this was before we did that whole thing.
Chris from Quincy emails in, if you could each pick a Marvel limited series TV show to greenlight for Disney Plus, what would it be and who would it star? And then he says, I'm curious about the Moon Knight show that they're making, even if it won't be as dark and weird as I'd like. Which he's right about that. Like,
no,
they're doing Moon Knight. I don't know how good it's going to be. I'm glad they're doing She-Hulk, although I don't know how good it's going to be. I guess, man, what would I do?
Pick a Marvel limited TV show to greenlight on Disney Plus.
Maybe Silver Surfer and be portrayed by Michael B. Jordan.
A limited series on Disney Plus. You're not going to get a big name. You know what I'm going to say it, Richard? Daredevil.
Oh my god!
No, bring Daredevil back.
Okay,
put it on Disney Plus.
I did sign one of those online petitions, like Change.org.
Yeah,
to bring back Daredevil, and so far haven't gotten
it. You could tone it down a little bit, but you can cut back on the swearing and the humping, but you could do Daredevil still. Like there's so much more story to be told there.
There is,
and tie it in, and now you can tie it in.
And they were doing some good stuff in season 3 too.
Yeah.
This one comes in from Andrew. Would love to hear you guys discuss your favorite 10 episodes of The Office.
Mm-hmm.
He says, my personal favorite in no order: Diversity Day, The Injury, Safety Training, Branch Wars, The Deposition, Dinner Party, Customer Survey, Stress Relief, The Lover, Sex Ed.
Okay. So a couple of those would be on my list.
Yeah. I mean, Dinner Party's one of the
Dinner Party's like to me, that's the best episode of The Office, like by far.
I am a huge fan of the Dundies.
I like the Dundies.
The Dundies is one of my favorite. I think you can almost pick any season 2 and 3 episode.
I think to me, season 3 is the best season of that show. I think Money is a really good episode. The one I like, Survivor Man. I'm trying to think. There's like some hour-long episodes. We did, I think, for the Mac and Goose 6-pack, I did the 6 best Christmas episodes.
Yeah. They were good. I also think like season 1 is actually not bad. Like it kind of like gets passed over, and like Michael Scott looks a little bit different and everything else. But if you go back and just rewatching it, like pretty funny stuff. But I mean, yeah, anything from season 2 and 3, really.
I think so. The switch comes in season 2, because like once they got greenlit for that season. Have you listened to Office Ladies podcast?
No.
So it's Jenna Fisher and Angela Kinsey, and they talk about like all the behind the scenes stuff that happened. So they made 6 episodes, and then they didn't know if they were going to get renewed. So they made all those 6, and then they had to wait like 6 months to see whether or not they're going to get picked up. And so they did. And I think the switch comes in season 2, where you have, because if you watch the British Office, I'm getting off on this, but I love both the British and American Office. But Ricky Gervais in the British Office is just kind of an asshole. And Steve Carell tries to do that a little bit in the first season. And then it switches where Michael's kind of like this lovable, like dick. He's like a dickhead, but like he doesn't mean to be.
Almost. Yeah,
like he doesn't mean to be. Whereas like Ricky Gervais, like it was intentional.
Oh, I gotcha.
You know what I mean? So like there's like this lovable quality to Michael Scott that happens in like season 2 and season 3.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That I really, really do like.
Right. No, that's pretty good. This one's from Michael. If you could live in the world of one video game, which would it be?
Arkham City, right?
You would want to live in Gotham City? Yeah, man, I guess.
No,
I don't know. There's a lot of villains.
No, I think it would be very peaceful. I think I'm trying to think of something that would be
video game world would I want to live in? That's a fucking good question.
That's kind of cheating too, because it's a comic book world.
Yeah.
I could tell you which ones I don't want to live in.
What about Mario?
No, I
just jump through pipes. You don't want to jump through pipes?
I don't want huge mushrooms and turtles coming after me all the time, constantly watching my back.
But what if I told you you could get a suit that turns you into a raccoon, and then you could hit a button, and all of a sudden you're a statue randomly,
and you go poomp when you fall down, you tanuki.
Yeah.
Hyrule looks pretty cool. If you want to go to Zelda, like that looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's not bad. What about Paperboy, where you have the guy jacking off outside?
You got the break dancer
guy chasing you with a knife. You got the guy, you got the lawnmower that goes on its own.
Last of Us, no thank you. I don't want to live in that world.
No.
I would like to live in, the most God of War would be cool.
Yeah.
Let's live through that.
Dante's Inferno?
Nope.
Ryan, this one comes in from John. Has anyone done more with such little relative screen time than Babu Frick? And then he says Winston Wolfe, Boba Fett, like question mark.
Hannibal Lecter.
Hannibal Lecter did a lot with not a lot.
He did a lot with like 8 minutes of screen. No, was it 10 minutes or something like that?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But like Babu Frick is a good one, and like he's just so popular. But I would say to me, when he asked it that way, I thought of Korg and Meek.
Yeah.
Like Korg and Meek I fell in love with right away, and he wanted more of.
I'm thinking of characters who had like so little screen time but absolutely stole the movie. The other one that immediately came to mind was Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder. It just took over that movie.
Yep, it was very good.
And you didn't even know it was him until he started talking.
Yep.
You know, I thought that was a really good turn.
Chris Jericho and MacGruber. Let's see. This one comes in from Ken. Although, actually, this is just about Taika Waititi. He says, what would you guys want him to do? Would you want him to do, for Star Wars he's talking about, would you want him to do a movie? Would you want him to do new characters? Would you want him to, what timeline would you want him to be in? Now you already said droids.
Well, I see. Here's my pitch for droids, because I think this is fascinating. So the only two characters who have been in like every Star Wars movie are C-3PO and R2-D2. Like they've been in I think they've been in every movie.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And there was this original idea, what do they call them? The Wills, like WHILLS. Like these are like the characters who have tied midichlorians to human beings, who are like the basically like the gods of this universe. And I think George Lucas's original ending for the 9th one was R2-D2 and C-3PO talking to the Wills and telling them the story of everything that happened.
That's pretty cool.
That. So like in my head,
they did give him his memories back. Even at the end of this one, you know.
But
they've done such a good job with the new droids. Are all good,
right?
Like BB-8, K2SO, DO, or whatever it was. They're all like pretty good now. So,
but isn't it fascinating that they're all on the periphery of like this story? So they're all watching it and they're all recording it, and like they have. So wouldn't it be cool if it was like vignettes where you have like these droids and they're telling their story, like where they came from?
Yeah, like that.
You know what I mean? So like you have, where did Dio come from? Like who made him? Like, and they have this, how they get into trouble and they get out of it. And there's all these stories that just revolve around these things, these human stories that have nothing to do with human beings.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of cool.
That's good. I would also, and I don't think Taika Waititi would be the best necessarily for this, but I would love like a full Darth Maul series where, and like some of the comic book I've actually read is pretty entertaining, but you could take Darth Maul like before he even meets Palpatine and cover episode 1, cover him getting cut in half. Then like, where does he go from here? How does he pop up in Solo, and like where he goes, right? Because if he's alive the whole time, I think something with him would be pretty fucking cool.
How about we get an end to Chewbacca's story?
Yeah.
Because he goes on after, I think in the books and stuff, like he outlives.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
Other people. Yeah,
I'd watch that. Let's see. Let's do one last one. This one's from Brian. He says, "Hey guys, want to toss in a couple questions here. Will you be doing any Better Call Saul episodes, like with the new season or the previous ones, like you did with Breaking Bad?"
I think we should do season by season once it's over.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And before you get in, we'll be doing the podcast for that one. I promise you.
He says, "Am I alone in thinking that the MCU is going to have a better Disney Plus year than a movie year? Falcon and Winter Soldier, WandaVision versus Black Widow, and Eternals."
Yes, you are alone in thinking that.
Yeah, I don't know about the shows, to be honest. He says, if we're not counting Morbius and Venom, that adds a ton more intrigue. But in general, I'm not sure how strong of a year MCU movies will have compared to Disney Plus shows. I mean, overall, I agree with it. But the movies have just been so good that, like, I think at the worst they're going to be like a 4.5 out of 6.
And you have the same people involved. Like, these people are taking great care.
Yeah.
Like, I've trusted them to this point, you know. So.
And then he says, any early The Batman thoughts? The other day, Colin Farrell called the script beautiful, dark, moving, and gorgeous. And I know they just tweeted out like shooting is underway or whatever. So
it just started today.
Yeah. I can't wait. I mean, it's Batman.
I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to. And is this like a soft reboot?
I think it's like not in the DCEU, so it's sort of like, let's see where this goes.
Yeah, and I want to see kind of a younger Batman. You know, Christian Bale was younger, but like I want to see like
Pattinson will be good. Pattinson's gonna be really good.
You know, I think shit. I mean, and now thinking about it, he's probably the same age as Bale was when he started. So
yeah, he might be, but he
looks younger.
He can play younger for sure. Yeah. I think so. All right, well, good. Thanks and we didn't even get to all the emails this time. I really appreciate all the emails you guys sent in. Made it really easy. Again, you can do that anytime. dorkpodcast@gmail.com. We'll try to get back to you guys. Either right back to you or answer some other ones in episodes going forward. Ryan, let's skip the pick of the pod today.
By the way, follow me on Twitter. You want to ask me some questions? Follow me on fucking Twitter.
That's my thing. Why aren't you doing that?
Billy.
Come on, Billy.
Come on, Billy.
At RVonD, at Dork Podcast on Twitter, at Dork Podcast on Instagram, youtube.com/Dork Podcast. You can leave us a 5-star review. Even if you've already rated us 5 stars, apparently you can do it again. So fucking, what are you doing?
Why not
do that? Davey's
Davey's
gonna get back in on the Twitch game.
Yeah, so I was gonna bring that up too. I was gonna do it on Sunday, but it seemed kind of stupid.
Yep, it kind of did. I hear you.
That was a heavy day. Yesterday was a heavy day. I just didn't really feel like doing it.
Right there with you, man. Mm-hmm. I understand. But so make sure you follow Davey. Just go to twitch.tv/rvond. Follow him there, and then you'll get like an alert. Plus, we'll tweet it out when he's going live on that too. Mm-hmm. So next week, let's take a look at the DCEU.
Is it a retrospective, like where we've gone, what we're doing, where we've been?
All of it, because we are a week or so away from Birds of Prey.
Yep.
So we will take a look back at the DCU, the highs, the very lows, and everything in between, and kind of where they're going from here. So we'll do all DCEU stuff then. So that'll do it. Again, thanks for all the emails. Thanks for listening. Thanks for downloading. Anything else, Ryan?
I'm a fiend for mojitos.
You don't even like mojitos at all.
I love Rod, mojitos. And I party.
All right, Rod. Take it easy out there.
I know for a fact you don't party.
I know that you don't. My name's Rod. All right.